Hello, everyone. Welcome to this shared meditation session. We will give a few minutes for people to join in before we get started. But in the meantime, my name is Gillian, and I work with Sean Farbo and the team at Mindfulness Exercises. Mindfulness Exercises offers a ton of free and premium resources for people who practice mindfulness and for those who share it with others. So feel free to let me know if you have any questions about what is offered, and you can find out more at mindfulnessexercises.com. But thank you for joining me today. Yesterday was the first day of spring, and when I peered outside the window before I even had a chance to step outside, I saw the snowdrops had just emerged just in time for the first day of spring, which was a delight to see. So I thought it would be a lovely opportunity for us to tune into the season and to take advantage of the energies that it presents to us. But before we get started, as always, I would love to know where you're joining from. So you can just let me know in the comments, whether you're on LinkedIn or YouTube or Facebook. Just let me know what part of the world you're joining from. I imagine that most people here will be joining us from somewhere in the Northern Hemisphere, where spring is just beginning. But with that said, I would be curious to see how this practice sits with those of us, those of you who are in the Southern Hemisphere. It's always interesting when we're talking about seasons and the energies that they carry, because we are all always going through our own inner seasons. We're constantly cycling. So the energies of spring might not feel very resonant with us who are in the physical season of spring, and it might actually feel very present for some people who are stepping into autumn. So that's just something to note, that this practice is not about forcing ourselves to feel any particular way just because it happens to be a season in the world around us. But it's an exploration, so we'll get into it in a moment. But let me just say hello to all those who are joining. Looks like most people are joining on LinkedIn. So we have Ashley, yes, hello, LinkedIn, Jamie in Napa. Ashley is in New England, Maria, Uruguay. Hello, Nancy is joining from Boston, says, how is the baby? I have a almost 7-month-old, and he is asleep. If you hear some crying, he's probably too far away for you to hear, but my partner will tend to him. So thank you for asking. He just had his first tooth kind of pop through the surface today, which is exciting. We have someone on LinkedIn. For some reason, I can't see your name, but joining from Alabama. Andres is in Argentina. Tanya in New Jersey. Another LinkedIn user in San Francisco, New Jersey, Spokane Valley, Washington. Hello, Ruth. Kawand is in Richmond, Virginia, I believe that is. Joanne, Southeast England. Cynthia, Detroit. Nikesha says, hey, I'm joining you from Jamaica. Welcome. Shelly's in Kentucky on LinkedIn. Marcus is in Phoenix. Sarah, also LinkedIn, joining from Italy. We have someone on LinkedIn from Melbourne. Franz is in Wales, United Kingdom. Julian, Illinois. Monica from the UK. Grateful for this session and to be here today. Thank you. And thank you for joining. Michelle is in Fort Lauderdale. Sarah, San Diego. Carlos in Fiji. Ashley, Nebraska. Stephanie in Dayton, Ohio. Jose in UK, Magdalena, Poland, Michael, New York, Ruth, yeah, fun age, yeah, he's a little sweetie. Vijay in South Carolina, David in Glasgow, Christine, New York, Babatunde in Washington, LinkedIn user in Atlanta, Georgia, sending gratitude, and another LinkedIn user in Kirkland. So welcome everyone. It looks like we have a lot of people in North America. Oh, Nina joining from Sweden. That's where I am. Welcome, Nina. And we have a few over here in Europe, and we had Fiji as well. So welcome everyone. I'm so glad you're joining us here. Again, we have people joining on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook. Another from Southern California, and Angelica in London. So welcome, welcome, welcome. And I'm curious to know how this practice goes for you. Again, we'll be sensing into the energy and opportunity of spring. We're not here to force ourselves to feel any particular way. It'll be interesting to notice, maybe for some of you, the energies of spring don't feel completely resonant, and that's okay. But when we're done the practice, I would love to know how it goes for you. So you can just share, again, your comments in the chat, any questions you have, and I'll read them after the meditation. But why don't we just get started and settle in? I imagine the practice might be about 15 minutes or so, give or take, and then we'll have time to chat afterwards. So you can stay for as long or as little as you like. But I do encourage us to give ourselves permission to at least sit here for the practice, just to really grant ourselves that permission to take this pause, to tune in, and to intentionally welcome the season of spring. So take a moment to find whatever posture you will presume for this practice. I find that a seated posture is often ideal, as we can be relaxed and supported, but also remain alert. Sometimes if we're lying down, it can be tricky to stay present. You might be standing, might be indoors or outdoors. Wherever you are, just finding a safe and comfortable posture and lowering your gaze or closing your eyes whenever you're ready. Just take a moment to check in with your body to see if any adjustments are needed. Maybe you want to lengthen your spine, let your shoulders relax. Maybe softening your brow, your jaw, your shoulders, your belly, your hands. Almost as if you are softening into or surrendering into this great earth that holds all of us. And letting your attention come to root in your felt sense of the earth beneath you. So noticing perhaps the soles of your feet, the backs of your thighs, your bottom, or your back. Just noticing where the earth has you. Letting yourself be held by this earth. And once you feel grounded, I invite you to gently shift your awareness slow and steadily towards the breath. You can let your attention come to rest on a place where you feel the breath, where it feels grounding and supportive. So that could be letting your attention rest at your nostrils, the area around your heart or your chest, maybe your belly. Maybe even your fingertips or your toes if that feels more grounding for you. Let the breath flow however the breath flows. And as you breathe, sense into the breath as a provider of new life, of new beginnings. Each breath in is a new beginning. And as you breathe out, you might gently soften into this new beginning before welcoming another. This energy of new life or new beginnings is also very much present in the spring season that is slowly unfolding. Plant life is beginning anew. Birds and other creatures are laying eggs. Their babies are hatching. So, sensing into the breath is a beautiful practice for welcoming this new life energy of spring. Each breath a new beginning. And then I invite you to call to mind the spring season that is unfolding around you. What images come to mind? What sounds come to mind? What smells or temperature comes to mind? In other words, as spring arises, as spring unfolds, what do you notice? Maybe you recall the sound of birds singing at dawn, small flowers beginning to scatter themselves through the brightening grass. Maybe you sense light or warmth. And as you sense into spring, notice how it feels to your mind and to your body and to your heart. Just noticing how this coming of spring feels for you in this moment. There is no right or wrong here. Just open to your experience of spring in this moment, whatever that may be. And then let's just wind back down to this sense of spring being an opportunity for new life or new beginnings. So, as the earth around us holds conditions for new life to emerge, we might notice that there's some type of new energy, new life, or new commitment wishing to come through within us. So, I invite you to check in with your heart. You can simply sense into your heart or let a palm come to rest on this space. And notice if the heart holds any intentions for this new season. And see if you can explore intentions as qualities. So maybe there's an intention for compassion or self-compassion, or creativity or trust or patience or something else. Just noticing what words, what qualities, what intentions come up for you. Maybe fine tuning what comes up into one or two or maybe three words of intention. What are your heartfelt intentions for where you are right now in your life and in this season? And take a moment now to state these intentions inside yourself, perhaps with a phrase like, I step into spring with creativity, or I commit to stepping into spring with curiosity. Whatever your intentions for this season might be, set a few powerful statements of intention for yourself to help affirm your heart's intent. And when that feels complete for you, let your attention ground back into your breath. And you can let your hand, if it's resting on your heart, gently drop back down into your lap or onto your thighs. And then sense back into those places where the earth holds you. Letting this earth, as it steps into spring, to support you. Maybe taking one long breath in through your nose and sighing it out through your mouth. Letting your breath flow naturally. And maybe bringing a bit of movement into your fingers, your toes, or any other part of the body that calls for it. And slowly opening your eyes whenever you're ready. So welcome back. You can take your time to slowly come back and join this space, this virtual space, and your physical space. So thank you, everyone who stayed for that practice. I would love, love, love to know how that sat with you today. In the comments, please feel free to share perhaps what came up for you when you sensed into spring. Any images or sounds, any smells, and what came up in your body or your mind as you sensed into spring. Or maybe sharing with us your intentions for this season. So if there is a word or two or three that came to you, some heartfelt intention that you would like to step into spring with, please let me know in the comments. For me, the words that came to mind were compassion, joy, and expression. Compassion for self and for others. That's something that actually, those compassion has been a word that I set for this year. So I'm carrying that forward into spring. Joy, because I just sense this deep yearning to appreciate the beauty around me and sense into as many moments as I can with gratitude and contentment and expression, because I am working on some short stories and I just want to allow myself to express my creativity. So thank you to all those sharing in the comments. Thank you, Jamie. Thank you to the LinkedIn user. I can't see your name, but thank you. Monica says, amazing, thank you. I'm coming into spring with honesty, light, and acceptance. Beautiful. Honesty, light, and acceptance. Lovely words. Someone on LinkedIn says, connection and support. Beautiful. Yeah, I think, winter, we often kind of close down and turn inwards in some beautiful ways and some ways that aren't so supportive for us. But spring is a beautiful time to reemerge, to connect with others, and lean into support, and to offer support to others as well. Thank you to another LinkedIn user whose name I can't see. Jamie on LinkedIn says, stepping into health, balance, and success. Beautiful. So far, all many different words, all really beautiful words and intentions for the season. Another LinkedIn user sends imagery of a bird, a dove, and flowers, and writes compassion. Beautiful. Andres says, thank you, Gillian, was a great meditation. Thank you for joining. I'm very glad you enjoyed it. Joanne, stepping into spring to cleanse and with exploration and trust. Beautiful. Those are some new words again. Wow, we have so many different energies coming through. Thank you, Sue. Sarah says, compassion, love, happiness. Beautiful. Another LinkedIn user says, I'm embarking on a new journey of letting go. Wonderful. Yeah. After winter, as we step into spring, I often find this natural letting go, this kind of releasing energy as I, breathe a bit deeper. My chest expands, my breath, flows with greater ease. And yeah, there's very much an energy of letting go for me as well at times. So I'm with you on your new journey. Stephanie says growth, love, energy, beautiful. Yeah, spring has a very potent energy, of vitality. It's a wonderful time to begin new projects or to come back to old projects, or just to feel that energy of aliveness in our own bodies and in the body of the earth all around us, to sense into energy and vitality as new life grows. Spring is a beautiful, beautiful season for that. Someone on LinkedIn says freedom, beautiful. Sarah says, thanks for this meditation. Thank you for joining and for sharing. Michelle says, thank you. Stepping into spring with openness and acceptance. Wonderful. Yeah, acceptance is a lovely one as well. Openness to all of these are wonderful. I could say so much about all of them. Julian says, boost confidence and personal growth. Yeah, I'm actually feeling personal growth in a big way as well. Another word that has come to me lately is self-responsibility. I'm feeling that now is a time that I really want to kind of step into a new phase of my maturity, and to really just take responsibility for how I engage with the world and for my own happiness and for the way that my life unfolds. So I commend you on stepping into this season with that intention for confidence and personal growth. John says, feeling grateful, peace in myself and all that is. Beautiful. John's joining from Facebook. So those are wonderful, wonderful qualities. And I hope that, it's beautiful to sit with these in meditation. But I hope that in your way, in whatever way you wish to do this, you can root these intentions into yourself beyond this practice. So once this call ends, is there a way that you can reaffirm these qualities that you'd like to step into again and again? So you might write these words, these intentions in your journal on a sheet of paper and stick it to your fridge or your bathroom mirror. You might end your day as well. Well, for me, it's the end of my day already, but you might end your day or begin tomorrow with your words as your intention for the day. Often we can forget or lose sight of our intentions when it seems too far or too broad or too big. But if we can root it back into this moment or this day, and do that again and again, that's a really powerful way to remember that we can only really experience these things in the present moment. And those spring, we have many weeks and months to explore these energies and these commitments, these intentions. It's really all about sensing into them now. So as much as you can in the coming days or minutes, hours, days, and weeks, see if you can bring these qualities into the now and seek out any other resources that will help you to stay close to these intentions. Sue writes, too true, how easy it is to forget. Yeah, we can, that's, I guess, a caution. It's easy to think, oh, I'm going to commit to self-compassion this spring, as if it's something that will be down the road. But spring is now. Spring is here now. Really, the only moment, again, as I said, is this moment. So can we really, with courage, step into that intention now, here and now? So when we close this practice, I invite you to come back to your words and see if you can sense into them here and now for yourself. Sue says, other resources, question mark. Yeah, so depending on what your intentions are, there will be different resources that you can use to support yourself. So let's say gratitude or compassion is one of your resources. Um, Finding free online gratitude meditations or loving kindness meditations that can remind you of how you can cultivate those intentions is really powerful. Um, Acceptance, looking for meditations or readings, teachings on acceptance, or let me see some of your other words. Health, getting curious about what health looks like for you and what it requires for you, in mind and body and spirit. Balance, finding meditations on balance or equanimity. Creativity, if that's one for people, finding resources that will help you to express your creative potential, writing exercises or art exercises or whatever forms of creativity, cooking or whatever it might be, finding some practices that can help you beyond this practice. I will just note again, mindfulnessexercises.com has a ton of free resources that you can turn to. Also, for those who are seeking connection and support, I know that somebody said both of those words. There's a new online mindfulness exercises community. Let me share the link with you. It's connect.mindfulnessexercises.com. I will share the link in the chat. Bear with me here. Oh, I copy and pasted the wrong thing. There is the correct link, and I'll post that in LinkedIn as well. So for those that are seeking connection and support or to do more of these meditations in a group, the Connect community is a beautiful place to deepen that sense of connection and support. And we hold live meditations on Zoom so we can actually chat with one another. There's more of a communication both ways. Of course, I love reading your comments, but it's nice to connect via video. So do check that out. Starting next week, I will be moving my live meditations to the Connect space. And there's a calendar there of a ton of free events. And I will, from time to time, do some on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook as well. So you can keep an eye out for those as well. But yeah, do join us on Connect if you'd like to practice more together. And let me just go back to the comments. Carlos says, thank you so much. David says, thank you, Gillian. Tonight came to me at such an important time in my healing process. Beautiful. I'm so glad that this landed in the right space and time for you. And I wish you well in your process. Glad those examples were helpful, Sue. Hello from Portugal. Wonderful. Well, if there are no last comments or questions, we can slowly wrap up. Again, it's always so lovely to share this space with you. I will lead some more live meditations here on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. But again, you can connect with me. I'm the community manager in the Connect community. So we can connect through discussion or through live meditations via Zoom. So if you have any questions, you can find me there. And I wish you all a beautiful, beautiful spring, um, a mindful spring, whatever it brings for you. And stay close to your intentions here and now, and um, allow them to grow and unfold as you do. So thank you again, and take care.